Chapter 1: A Universe We Never See. The visible world is only a fraction of reality. While forests grow, oceans shift, and animals compete for territory under the sunlight, an entire universe operates silently, invisible, continuous, and absolutely essential to life on Earth. This universe is not inhabited by large creatures, nor by predators with claws or fangs. It belongs to microscopic beings, so small that millions of them would fit on the head of a pin. Yet they shape entire ecosystems, regulate populations, recycle matter, and maintain the balance of life as we know it. Among these beings, there is a group that challenges everything we thought we knew about microorganisms. They don't just survive. They don't just adapt. They hunt. Predatory bacteria are not simply passive organisms adrift in the environment. They move intentionally, detect chemical signals, follow invisible trails, and interact with other bacteria in highly specialized ways. In a world where sight, sound, or touch as we know them don't exist, they use their own language, made of molecules, chemical gradients, and time. For decades, it was believed that predators only existed in the macroscopic world, that the idea of hunting required muscles, developed senses, and complex behavior. But under the microscope, a much older truth began to reveal itself. Predation arose even before animals. These bacteria inhabit soils, oceans, rivers, deep sediments, and even the interior of other organisms. They are part of an invisible network that controls who grows, who shrinks, and who remains in balance. Without them, the microscopic world would collapse, and with it, all the rest of life. Every movement of these bacteria occurs on time and space scales that our minds can hardly comprehend. A millimeter, for us, is insignificant. For them, it's a journey. A second, for us, goes unnoticed. For them, it's an eternity of chemical decisions. In this documentary, we will cross this invisible frontier. Let's observe how these microorganisms move, interact, and regulate the world from the inside out. Not with exaggerated dramatization, but with the silent precision of science and the hidden beauty of nature. Because even without eyes, these bacteria perceive. Even without a brain, they decide. And even without being seen, they sustain the order of life on Earth. The true balance of the planet doesn't begin in the forests, nor in the oceans. It begins here in the invisible. Chapter 2. What does hunting without eyes mean? Hunting, in the world we know, involves pursuit, strategy, and physical strength. But in the microscopic universe, these ideas take on a completely different form. Here, there are no eyes to see prey, nor ears to detect movement. Yet the hunt happens, precisely, efficiently, and silently. Predatory bacteria don't see, they feel. The microscopic environment is governed by chemical signals. Each organism releases molecules around it, metabolic waste, nutrients, invisible byproducts that form trails in space. For us, this is imperceptible. For a predatory bacterium, it is a detailed map of the world. This process is known as chemotaxis, the ability to detect chemical gradients and move toward them. It is not random movement. It is refined navigation, continuously adjusted, based on minimum concentrations of substances dissolved in the environment. Imagine walking in a completely dark city, guided only by the smell of the air. Now imagine doing this in a world where each step measures millionths of a meter. That's the challenge faced by these bacteria, and they master it with impressive precision. Some species move with structures similar to tiny biological motors, spinning microscopic filaments that propel them through the surrounding liquid. Others glide across solid surfaces, adjusting their path to every microchemical variation. Each movement is a direct response to the environment, as if the whole world were talking to them all the time. But hunting isn't just about moving, it's about recognizing. Predatory bacteria can distinguish between different types of microorganisms. They identify which cells represent available resources and which offer no advantage. This recognition occurs through extremely specific molecular interactions, as if each organism carried an invisible signature. Under the microscope, these interactions seem almost choreographed. A bacterium approaches, adjusts its position, analyzes the chemical environment, and decides to stay or move on. All of this happens without consciousness, without intention in the human sense. And yet, the result is surprisingly efficient. The most impressive thing is that this behavior wasn't learned. It's the result of billions of years of natural selection. Every mechanism, every chemical response, every movement adjustment has been refined over time, not by choice but for survival. In this invisible world, there is no wasted energy. Every movement has a purpose. Every pause is strategic. Every interaction contributes to a greater balance, where growth and control go hand in hand. While in the macroscopic world predators keep populations under visible control, here, at the microscopic level, this role is played silently, continuously, constantly, and essentially. Without this invisible hunt, certain bacterial populations would grow without limits, altering soils, waters, and fundamental chemical cycles. The stability we perceive on the planet's surface begins in these microscopic interactions, where control happens without spectacle. Hunting without eyes is not a limitation. It's a perfect adaptation to a world where everything is invisible. Chapter 3: The Perfect Predators of the Invisible World. In the microscopic universe, not every bacterium is a hunter. Most live by absorbing available nutrients, recycling matter, or simply coexisting. But a few have followed a different path. They have become specialists in pursuing, capturing, and dominating other bacteria. They don't just survive in this invisible world. They reign in it. Among the most remarkable predators is a bacterium that is almost legendary among scientists, Delovibrio bacteriovorus. Small, fast, and relentless, it represents one of the most refined forms of predation ever observed at the microscopic level. Delovibrio swims in aquatic environments with extraordinary speed for its size. Its movement is fast, directed, and constant, as if it were always looking for something. And it is. Upon detecting a suitable bacterium, it does not hesitate. The encounter is not passive. The predator collides with its prey, adheres firmly to its surface, and, in one of the most impressive processes in biology, penetrates the interior of the target cell, not to destroy it immediately, but to transform it into shelter and a source of resources. Once inside, Delovibrio completely reorganizes the prey cell. It consumes its internal contents in a controlled manner, using every available molecule to grow and multiply. The invaded cell becomes a kind of temporary biological capsule, a closed environment where new predators are formed. When the process ends, the host cell ruptures, releasing multiple new predatory bacteria into the environment, each one ready to repeat the cycle. Fast, silent, extremely efficient. But Delovibrio is not alone. Other predatory bacteria use different strategies. Some attack in groups, releasing enzymes into the environment that dissolve neighboring cells even before direct contact. Others move slowly, but compensate for speed with absolute chemical precision. There are also social predators, such as bacteria of the genus Myxococcus. They hunt in coordinated swarms, communicating through chemical signals and adjusting their collective behavior according to prey density. It's a type of cooperation that resembles, on a microscopic scale, the group hunting of larger animals. What unites all these species is not only the ability to kill, but energy efficiency. In the microscopic world, every molecule counts. Every attack needs to result in a real gain of resources. There is no room for error. These predators shape entire communities. By controlling dominant bacterial populations, they prevent imbalances, stop environmental collapses, and keep biogeochemical cycles functioning. Their role is as fundamental as it is invisible. Without them, certain environments would become unstable. Nutrients would cease to circulate correctly. Entire ecosystems, from the soil to the oceans, would undergo profound changes, all starting at a level we rarely perceive. These are the perfect predators. Too small to be seen, too fast to be avoided, and too essential to be ignored.